Okay, so we've studied limits. We have two more solution methods for limits that I'll teach you later, but it requires that we know some more stuff. Everything in calculus is based on limits. Okay? So the definition of a derivative is a limit. Integrals, the definition is a limit. Okay? Aside from the definition, in 2 days we move away from calculating limits a lot. There are a lot of other ways to calculate a derivative that do not involve limits. Okay? So you're still going to see limits a lot, but not as much. Right? So let's talk about what we've done. So far, if I give you some function, we'll just call it some function of x. We can do x and y values, right? A and f of a. And b and then f of b. What can we calculate using those 2 points? Yes, you can calculate slope of a secant line, right? Now you secant, now you don't. Math joke. What was the slope of that line?
F of b minus f of a over a minus b.
B minus a. Keep them in order.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I could see it. Okay, what did we also call that? What?
Average rate of velocity.
Average rate of?
Change. Something about velocity.
Or average velocity. Okay, that's it. More of a contextual situation, right?
Oh, I can use this in physics, yes.
Okay. My Calc BC kids complain because physics is algebra based and it's easier using calculus. Believe it or not.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I'm... Yeah.
This is one of the bases of derivatives. Okay. This right here is average rate of change. What do we call it if we had the slope of a tangent line? Yeah. It's instantaneous rate of change, right? Or instantaneous velocity if you're contextual, right? This is called the derivative. So we're going to study, basically what we're looking at is how do you calculate those items exact, okay? We're going to start out doing it with the limits these next 2 days. Then we're going to move on to different methods of calculating derivatives for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. So what you have to do is determine the best, it's like limits. You determine the best solution method, you solve the problem, right? That's what derivatives is for you for the next few weeks. Determine the best solution method, solve the problem. Okay, or calculate the derivative. So you've already been doing this a little bit. Okay, we just need to make it official. Right? Are you good so far? Okay. There are 2 different definitions that we can use for a derivative. Okay. One of them is based on this one, and the other one is just a little bit different. Okay. What happens if I take these 2 points and I continue to move them closer and closer together? They eventually become one point, and you form a tangent line, right? So we can use this as one of our definitions if we use a limit, because we're moving together, right? That's movement usually involves a limit, right? So let's write that down.
How do you see it on that?
The derivative of f of x at some value, so we're going to say it's at a, is the limit is that's how you're going to write the derivative.
Is that f foot a?
F prime at a is how you say it. It's the single quote mark, you know, like apostrophe. That's what it's called. That's an apostrophe. Single quote mark. We're in English class now.
Alright.
Yeah, it's an apostrophe. So F prime at a, and here's your limit. Look familiar, I hope. That's your book's language.
I don't like it.
Okay. So with that, calculating the answer to that will give you the slope of a tangent line. Okay. All right, let's do a problem here, see if it helps. Oh, it's not that bad.
The Matrix was done.
No, somebody yawned really loud.
Sorry.
That was my thing.
Probably. He's like,
You
oh,
start
yeah.
yawning.
We're going to calculate the slope of a tangent line to the graph of f of x equals x squared at x equals 5. Okay, our definition has an a in it, right? What is our a value here?
5.
Yeah, so that's our a value. So we're going to plug a in everywhere there's an a in here. Right, so f prime at 5.
Does that mean f of 5 equals x squared?
F prime at 5. So what's f of x? Is the limit as x approaches 5, right? F of x minus f at 5 over x minus 5. Okay, now I've put the definition in my problem wording, right? Good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Now we just need to solve it. So what's f of x? X squared, right? So f of x is x squared. F of 5 is 25, right? And x minus 5 on the bottom. Can you solve that limit?
Yeah. Hold on, factor. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's going to be a factoring problem. So plug and chug first, you get 0, 0, right? Right, so if we factor, what do you get?
5 over 1. You get 10.
Oh, you guys are way ahead of me. I can't write that fast. Okay, 10, right? That's the algebraic solution to that question. So the slope of the tangent line at x equals 5. Let me draw you a picture.
Sure, why not?
Yes.
It's just going to be a sketch. Okay, here's x squared, right?
If you want it.
I think it'll help some of you. If x is 5, the slope of that line is 10. Okay? Cool.
Wait, back up. Why was the answer 10? Oh, because then you plug it in.
Really tough
But we never checked for the 0, 0 thing.
Yeah, we did.
When?
Yeah,
It
we
said
did.
Plug it in.
Plug and chug. I said it, I didn't write it down. Monte's a little slow today. Accept it.
Everyone's
Yeah, I feel
over
like
it.
these
It's
better.
Tuesday.
Here's homecoming hangover.
I sounded like that.
I wasn't even here for homecoming. I was in
Probably
school
living on
once.
our- probably be better than that.
Okay, can you,
Nope.
here's the extension of this. Write the equation.
No.
To the tangent line.
Nope. Not yet.
You can, actually.
Okay.
This is why we got really good at this last year.
Oh, wait, this is.
What do you need to write an equation of a line?
Oh.
2 points in the
Oh.
slope.
A point, no, you need 1 point in slope.
Y equals 10.
So you can do the whole freaky deaky thing. I remember that. I hated
The
it.
freaky deaky thing, okay, that's
You want us to write it as in points? though?
not very mathematical. Okay, well, the slope is 10, all right?
It's point slope.
Okay, what is a point we can use?
5.
5 is the x,
No.
what's the y value?
So,
Yeah, it's
25.
25, you know where we got that?
No.
When you do that.
Squared.
X is 5,
Okay.
the function is x squared, so 5 squared, just plug it in, right? Because f of 5 is 5 squared, or 25. All right, so what's our equation then? In point slope form?
1 minus 25 is equal to 10 times x minus 5.
Dunzo. That was easy.
You need spaces, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. A little bit. Thanks, Jansen.
He's happy.
He's cheering us on. Wait, what is this even from?
5th grade.
Why?
All right, let me get another one together in my brain for you.
I have no idea.
The story, and it's terrible.
It's 3 of them.
I just read the first one, and I was like, wait, plot holes already. Chocolate rain?
That one's my favorite.
Oh, I know what you were referencing.
I'm gonna read these to my grandchildren and be like, this is what I did when I was in here. This is mine now, by the way.
The crap I have. I want you to read this because they're absolute crap.
I will read them and return them.
I know where we got chocolate rain from. At the good show, by the way.
What?
Chocolate rain. Left from me.
What TV show?
From a TV show.
What TV show? Oh.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just have
Were you
It's
low
the
key a
episode where
brony?
your favorite character even shows up.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I know
You
that.
guys
The
make
original
low key a
chocolate brownie
brony.
that you- I'm not low key a brony. I am a brony.
I'm trying to figure out another one here real quick.
Oh, this is on the internet.
Yeah, it's not from My Little
Yeah, I'm
Pony.
just letting you talk, that's all.
It's a song.
Chocolate rain?
Yes.
It sounds like a
It's also
parody
a-
of Princess Performing.
Yeah. It's also weird that, yeah, I have one of those. It's great.
Look at all you can make for you, I don't know. Why's your hair so
Oh, yeah,
Yank
we're
it.
gonna
Sounds like
It was some rare, it is really that bad.
your hair goes too fast, it makes me uneasy.
We're bald 3 days ago. I
get up and play it in my thing, but
My hair's grown almost an inch since July 30th.
mine grows like a week. Like I still need to.
Okay, I got one. All right, calculate
Cool.
Mine's like,
f prime at 0 for f of x equals x squared plus 9x.
So what's the main difference between f prime at 0 and f of 0?
F prime at 0 is the slope of the tangent line. F at 0 is the point at which that happens.
Okay.
Right? So you have the location versus how steep.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you the two things you need to write a line equation.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's f prime at 0 is slope. F at 0 is the point. Same thing like I told you last year, we're going to write equations of lines a lot. Yeah, that's where we're at now. So yeah, key concept today. Boom. Can you calculate those two? All right, so f prime at 0 is the limit as x approaches 0